Hello, Lobo fans. Welcome into your Lobo Coaches Show. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. Coach Bradbury, great to be with you, and congratulations. What a defensive performance by your team in the home win over Colorado State.
Yeah, really good, especially in the second half. I thought we were sound defensively, didn't make many mistakes at all in the second half. I thought in the first half it was okay. But they got a few too many open shots, and we were fortunate, and they just missed them. But in the second half, I thought we were really good too.
The second half defense was so good, in particular in the fourth quarter, that over the final 8 minutes, Colorado State scored 2 points, and I think it was over 6 minutes at the finish of the game where they didn't score at all. How'd you guys do it?
It was important to us because we had been close in games, the 2 games before, and we weren't as good in the fourth quarter. And we gave up 20-plus points to UNLV and to San Diego State in the fourth quarter. And, when we started the fourth quarter, I think we had a 4 or 5 point lead. And we wanted to really lock in and make sure we were better than we were in the previous 2 games.
We're going to take a peek at the last 2 games, so the San Diego State game and the victory over Colorado State, a contrast between those 2 games. What was the preparation like for Colorado State? Because obviously it sounds like you made that a real emphasis.
Yeah, we did. Going into the game, we felt like we were still playing well. We had won 5 in a row, then we lose 2 close games against 2 really good teams. So we still had plenty of confidence. We just wanted to make sure we were able to finish the game the way we wanted to, and we didn't feel like we had done that in the previous 2.
So the Lobos with a terrific win over Colorado State in Anaya Ogman's return. It's not like she was out for an extended period, but I know you missed her definitely against San Diego State on the road. She was tremendous against the Rams.
She was, and Anaya is a kid that plays with a lot of energy. She's quick and athletic and plays with a high motor. For her to be successful, she needs to be healthy, and obviously didn't have any chance to go against San Diego State. And she's a tough kid, tough player. She was probably 60-70% going into Colorado State, and it was up in the air, all the way up until game time whether she would play. And she said she was ready to go, and obviously she had a big night.
Oh, she had a huge night. Coach and I talked leading up to the game over the weekend. He was not sure if Anaya was going to play, had dinged up her knee and missed a contest, but my goodness, ties a career-high 22 points, the 16 rebounds. I think she had already secured that double-double there in the third quarter. So impressive, Coach.
Yeah, she's the heart and soul of our team, and we've said that over and over just about weekly. And we go as she goes, and her energy and her effort and just how she brings everybody together, I think is her biggest asset. But she made some huge plays, and the rebounding was big. When she's able to get a defensive rebound, she had 16 defensive rebounds. When she's able to get it, that really gets us going in transition quicker, because nobody else has to have the ball and there's no exchange of the ball. So, that speeds us up offensively. We can play with better pace.
Explain that, Coach, because it takes away the outlet pass. When your point guard can go get it off the glass, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're fortunate when her or Nia Wilson can get the rebound. We can play much faster on offense. And Anaya is, she really understands what we're looking for and kind of what we're doing. She calls plays on her own now, and we've given her a lot of freedom to kind of run the team, and she's embraced that and accepted that, and she understands exactly what's going on out there.
Coach, talking about Anaya Ogman, Nia Wilson was just mentioned as well, and you told us, Coach, be patient at the start of the year. She has really rounded into form. I feel like you have one of the best guard tandems in the conference.
Yeah, we like those 2, and we're confident with them, and I think those 2 are confident now as well. Anaya Ogman has been steady all year, and been the leader of our team. Nia Wilson has started to get better, as conference play started. She just hadn't played much, if at all, really, her first 2 years in college. And she's, I think, playing up to her potential now, and everybody's getting to see what she's capable of. So, yeah, we're happy with those 2. They're also 2 really, really good defenders.
we feel like the Lobos are starting to play up to their potential as well. And I know, Coach, you weren't sure going into conference play. What do we have? How good are we going to be? We had to change the style, the way that we play. Your team has really embraced that hard-nosed defensive style. I mean, you've kept games in the 60s, and when you're in the 60s, you guys win. It's impressive.
Yeah, it's different than what we've been in the past, and our team has embraced it. And this is our identity. This is who we are. And our identity used to be, if we can get in the 80s and 90s, we're going to win. And now it's like if we can keep it in the 50s and 60s, we can win. So it's great. It's a different way to play. Our kids enjoy it, especially since we've started having some success. So, I mean, it's may not be exciting to some, but it's exciting to us.
Well, I'll tell you what, W's are exciting. I think it's a testament to Coach Bradbury, his staff, and your kids. I mean, you said, yeah, we used to play pretty, but with this year's team, we got to muck it up a little bit and win rock fights. You guys are doing it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we want to do. Just doesn't matter who we're playing or what it is. Let's get it to the fourth quarter as ugly as we can get it, and then see if we can throw a couple in at the end.
I'll tell you what. It's the team that no one likes to play. That's what you guys have become this year, the team that just guards and rebounds and makes it really tough on you to score and hangs around and then has grit at the finish.
Yeah, it's kind of us right now, and we enjoy it.
Well, the Lobos are having success. We're going to have a lot of fun on this show. We're going to break down two tapes. It was a San Diego State game on the road against the Aztecs, one the Lobos led all the way, let get away at the finish. And we're going to look also at the home win over Colorado State. But first, the Aztecs and Lobos from America's finest city, next. Welcome back into your Lobo Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. I'm Robert Portnoy. It's time to get into highlights of the Lobos and San Diego State from San Diego. And Coach, this one was pretty tight through the first half. You guys extended to a lead in the third quarter, but the Aztecs closed strong. What about the way your team started in this one?
Yeah, it was back and forth, and it was a defensive battle in the whole first half, and both teams kind of struggled to score, and San Diego State's a really good defensive team too. So we knew it would kind of be like this, but we struggled to score the ball in the first half, and at times struggled to even run good offense and get ourselves in the right spot.
Is that as much a testament to San Diego State's defense as anything, or did you feel like your team wasn't executing its offense in the half court as well as it could have?
Yeah, well, they're really good defensively, and a lot of it was on us. We just didn't move the ball. We settled for shots that we could have got better shots, and it was just kind of piecemeal together and didn't flow as good as we would like.
But maybe not the greatest first half offensively. Charlotte Cole doing nice work down on the block there with a putback. But your defense keeps you in the game, like we talked about in our opening segment.
Yeah, absolutely. Continued to fight and battle, and our defense did keep us in the game. And when we could get some stops, we could score. That was our best way to score. It was in transition, and V hit a three there. Had the lead late in the second quarter there, and then we had back-to-back turnovers to end the half, and that really hurt us. And they went in with a 3-point lead at the half.
Does look like things started to come together a little bit for you coming out of intermission. The third quarter was a big quarter for you. You guys took the lead and took control of the game here in the third.
Yeah, we were really good offensively in the third quarter, and we got consecutive stops. We hit some threes, which we had not made, and that kind of got us going.
7 threes in all for your Lobos when it was all said and done, and feel like the half-court offense really clicking in the third. You scored 22 points in the third.
Yeah, we did, and we got, here we get a run out here off a turnover, but we got some consecutive stops, and we're able to score a couple in transition, and Nia Wilson really getting at the basket. We made a change there with who was bringing the ball up, and started giving it to Nia Wilson a little bit more, because we were playing without Nia Augman in this game. And then you can tell here in the third quarter she was making a ton of plays.
Boy, and she's getting downhill. And You know, you look at these, not all of them are a traditional 3-on-2 fast break, things like that, but when you can get a good shot before the defense gets set, whether it's a 3 pull-up scenario like that or driving it to the goal, it makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's the most efficient way to score when you can get going in transition.
How about the way that you defended in this third quarter? Because obviously you're scoring the ball great, but you got to play defense too, and that's how you outscored them by 9 in the quarter.
Yeah, in stretches we were really good, and then we gave up a couple of inside baskets toward the end of the quarter, but for the most part in the third quarter we were good. Went in with like a 5 or 6 point lead.
This happened a couple of times in the fourth quarter, a couple of turnovers that led to runouts for San Diego State. What got away from your team here in the fourth quarter as the Aztecs got on this run?
Well, I think the biggest thing, we got a little tired. We had to rest a few people for a couple of minutes, and we had consecutive turnovers, and they erased that lead pretty quick.
Definitely test your depth when you don't have your, the head of the snake is your point guard, and without Augmon, that's really going to be something that tests you over the course of 40 minutes.
Yeah, without question, and us being a little thin in this game started to get to us. Big play here, down to run an inbounds play. Paula gets a 3-point play to give us a lead and give us a chance here late. Huge play. There was a play right before that where we didn't get a loose ball, and then we give up the offensive rebound there, both times in a one-possession game, and they score on both. They hit a 3, and then they got the offensive rebound and stick back. So that was 5 points right there and made the difference in the game.
A double-double for Avine Cumber, a really nice stat line for Nia Wilson as well, 21 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. They stepped up. Obviously, without Augmon, that had to happen. You guys had a chance to win in the fourth quarter, just couldn't get it to the finish line.
Yeah, and that's about what it was, Robert. I think we ran out of gas, and we missed some easier shots that we had been making earlier in the game, and then just crucial plays that we knock a ball loose, they pick it up, hit a 3, and we could have secured it, and then the offensive rebound. And those 2 plays were huge because it was a 1-point game.
On the golf course, you call it rub of the green. Sometimes the breaks don't go your way. That loose ball finds one of your players' hands and it changes possession. It's a huge deal. But the effort, I know you love the effort of your team, and you've talked about it all season. They continue to play so hard, and even shorthanded, to have that opportunity on the road against a tough team like this. Pretty proud of them?
Absolutely. I mean, we fought to the end, and we kept playing and kept fighting, and just came up a little bit short.
All right, so the Lobos fall at San Diego State, as Coach mentioned in our opening segment. Back-to-back tough, tight, close losses after a 5-game winning streak. Could New Mexico bounce back at home against Colorado State? We'll break down that tape. We're back with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury, on your Lobo Coaches Show. The Lobos on a little 2-game skid, home against Colorado State in the pit, and your team played a terrific game, didn't it, Coach?
Yeah, this was a big game for us. Need to get back on the winning side of things against a really good Colorado State team that can really score the ball.
You guys were terrific defensively in this game, in particular in the second half. But boy, I feel like you took control of the game with an outstanding second quarter, and goodness, turning the corner, so tough right there.
Yeah, nice drive by Nia Wilson. Possession before, we had got Avine Cumber in the post, where she's been really effective for us this year. And we had to keep fighting here to try and stay in the game, especially we had struggled for about a 3-minute stretch, and just trying to stay in the game here toward the end of the first quarter.
About the long strides in the Euro step for that finish right there.
Yeah, Nia Augmon, having her back in this game was big, and to get the pace right and to run our team.
So you told us in the open that you weren't sure, like in preparing for a game when it's going to be a game time decision like that with the knee, and can she go? Will she be 100%? That's kind of difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, we'd prepared a little bit to play with her and a whole lot without her, but she's a tough kid. She wants to play, and got herself in the lineup and played really well.
Well, it's sure nice to have her, and she comes up with a career performance in this contest, equaling her career best 22 points, the 16 rebounds, a career high. You talked about it in the open. I don't think it's something that you can emphasize too much, that the idea that your point guard can go get it off the glass and start transition on her own without an outlet pass is just massive.
Yeah, it's important to us because, sometimes we struggle to score, and anything we can get in transition is a big bonus for us.
Now, I wanted to ask about how you defended Hochschild, because she did score 20, but 9 of 23, not very efficient field goal shooting. Were you happy with the way your team defended her? Yeah,
absolutely. We tried some different things and things that we had not done in the past against her, and they, I guess, worked pretty good. To kind of keep her from just being comfortable all the time, and that's the biggest thing with her is if she is running at team and it's comfortable, then she can make it really difficult.
Boy, you could see how fast she is with that end-to-end sprint that she had there at the end of the second quarter to score before the horn. But I love this. You guys are always looking for that trailer. Those step-in, open transition threes are just so good. I think that the field goal percentage on those, that's what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it was good. Ulta Joachim started that with a block on Hochschild, got us a three, then Nia Wilson penetrates, gets deep penetration, kicks it out to Nia Augmund for another three. Got us off to a great start in the third quarter.
Yeah, you mentioned Joachim. I wanted to mention Langerman as well, but I feel like the minutes that they gave you off the bench in this game were massive.
Absolutely, and we needed them. Charlie was a little under the weather, couldn't play many minutes, and then we needed Laura off the bench to play as many minutes as she could, because we went small a lot in this game too.
The two of them combined for almost 60 minutes. You get double-digit rebounds from Joachim. Langerman scores 6 for you and grabs 3 boards. Terrific production off the bench.
Yeah, and that's not something that's been a strong point of ours. Back-to-back big plays there to start the fourth quarter. Anaya with the steal and Paula with a basket before that.
You guys had that great second quarter. Third quarter was kind of back and forth, but you guys just went in lockdown mode here in the fourth quarter. I mean, this is a 7.5-minute mark right here. CSU's only going to get one more bucket, Coach.
Yeah, defensively we were good, and offensively I thought we really moved the ball. We made the extra pass, and we're able to penetrate and get the ball at the basket, and then when they collapsed on us, we made threes.
I feel like this shot's just crazy. You know what this reminded me of? Donovan Dent made a play like this on the road against New Mexico State to beat them, and Anaya just duplicated. It looked exactly the same.
Yeah, again, we know she's a great athlete, and she's gotten so good at finishing around the basket. And I credit my staff with all the footwork that they've done with our players over the summer and all the way through the fall. And Nia Augmund really embraced that, and her post game is really good now, and also her finishes on drives have improved tremendously since last year.
Well, we saw that stat line: 22 points, 16 rebounds. What does it mean to a team to get that from your point guard? Well, it was big for us, especially not having her before that, and for her to come back. I think when she provides that, not just the points and rebounds, but just her being out there and her energy gives our team confidence, because they know that she's going to lead us, and they're going to follow, and they have a tremendous amount of confidence in her, so it was great just to have her back. I think another big number from this game is 8 of 19. The Lobos knocked down 8 threes, but when you can do it efficiently like that, it doesn't take 26, 27 shots to get those 8 makes. What does that do for your team? Well, it was good for us because of the efficiency. We don't like to shoot a lot of them, and to go 8 for 19, that's big. I thought we got good shots because I thought we were taking them off of paint touches and off of penetration. And when we shoot those threes, it's better. We shoot a higher percentage. I think one of the things that makes the Lobos so difficult to play against is the fact that you guys do want to make it a half-court game for your opponent. But when you can get it off the glass and run, you love to do that offensively.
Yeah, we'll play fast on offense. We just want to play 5-on-5 on defense.
Love it. Okay, we come back on the other side. We wrap up this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show. We're back to put a ribbon on this edition of your Lobo Coaches Show with the women's basketball coach at New Mexico, Mike Bradbury. I'm Robert Portnoy. So, Coach, you sit in third place. You're just one game out of second place. Wyoming is the team in front of you, a team you've already beaten once this year. You still have a trip to Laramie ahead of you, which is a tough place to play. San Jose State this week, and then two massive games the following week against teams that are right there. One right in front of you, Wyoming, one right behind you, Boise. This is a fun time of year, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, this is when you can actually start looking, and seeing how things are going and kind of where you're at. Where you don't look at that much the first 5 or 6 games. So we're now in the last 6 games. So every game's important, and we got to approach them that way.
And you like the way your team is playing?
I do. Excited about the finish, excited where we're at, and just kind of keep going from here.
Well, it is an exciting time for your team, right in position, right where you want to be, with a chance, who knows, maybe to even contend for the league title. Certainly a high seeding going into March and Vegas. We look forward to it, Coach.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it too, and I appreciate it, Robert.
For Lobo women's basketball coach Mike Bradbury and Allison Weiss and Chase Christensen, I'm Robert Portnoy. Till next time, so long, and go Lobos.